Gemini, Cancer, to your Astro Dice reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. Okay, best message coming out. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month. Okay, only using one of the 12 houses, so come on, Spirit, give us the best message. And I do use my spirit guide, so that way you know who I'm talking to, okay? So you do have the moon coming out in the 6th house with some Leo energy. Okay, I got the moon. This is your unconscious sensitive inner emotions and responses. Okay. How is it going to be done over here? It's going to be done with some Leo energy. That's nice, though. It's going to keep you in the limelight, going to keep you in a glow up, going to make you feel like you're confident, you're fresh, you're dramatic, you're proud and passionate. Focuses on the importance of what your self-belief is and the things that you are passionate about, right? So I love that. So really bringing in this courage and this passion and strength this month. So I really am enjoying that. And that's going to be in the 6th house, guys, okay? Remember, you have 12 houses, okay? We're just talking about the one house. Okay, so this is the 6th house, the work, health, and duty of your life. This is also could be places where you make your hobbies a part of your duty of your life. If you know, I love gardening, it just seems like, you know what, if I don't go out and I don't garden and do my hobby, they're going to die, right? My garden will be dead. So you have incorporated as a duty. You have incorporated going to the gym as a duty, right? So these are things that you are entertaining as duties of your life. Right, which, like I said, could be hobbies. Your other hobbies are also the 5th house as well, right? That's love and relationships and romantic love, guys, right? And hobbies, things you create, things like that. But it's not a duty. That's more like something I enjoy doing, right? Off and on. This is something you've actually incorporated into your lifestyle. I go to the gym. That's my lifestyle, right? So remember, there is 2 different kinds of hobbies here, right? This is my hobby, guys, right? This channel is my hobby, but it's also my lifestyle, right? I have incorporated as my work. So it has become 2 in 1. It is my 6th house. Now, at one time, it was only my 5th house, right? So that's how that works. Okay, guys, let's get in here. So, but this is where you're becoming very sensitive about the situation, right? There could be something sensitive going on. So over here in the very beginning of the month, we're going to the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. It is talking about the Orion activation. This is where you have the renewal. So you are definitely going to feel like there is a renewal within your life, feeling like you have renewed passion for the 6th house. So it could even be for some of you that you say, you know what, I'm going to go back to the gym and maybe I'm going to try harder. Something that you renew. I keep saying, like I backtracked. I have to backtrack. I have to redo this. So it does feel like there's a renewed energy no matter what to get this done. But it's also because the moon is going to bring in this, you know, this emotion towards it. You know, you have this response where it's like, this is what I really want. I'm maybe a little sad that I'm not there. I'm a little disappointed. Whatever emotion is coming up from that moon, it really heightens your strength and awareness. Star being healing codes. Yeah, important information is being revealed, whether it's coming from your own subconscious, right? From your, you know, and your unconscious, right? To where it wants to make you feel like this is where I need to be. So you do feel like you're in a recharging mode at this time when it comes to the 6th house. And the next card coming out is Heart of Source. All-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. Nice. Telling you, feeling like it's serenity. I mean, that's it, right? That's how we all want to feel. So whatever's going on in the 6th house over here, it's kind of like you have this renewal, right? To where you might even have some wounds that need to be healed. But it also feels like there is some kind of recharging that's going on. So it could feel like, you know what, I had to maybe take out some time out in the 6th house to recharge. Maybe you were doing too much gym work, something of this nature. But it also feels like there could be some important information coming that has something to do with this unconditional acceptance coming out of the heart source. And maybe it's from yourself as well. Maybe you feel like, you know what, I'm done recharging. Let's get back. Let's see what's going on over here. Going straight to Orion's activation, please. Yeah, lack of commitment. So wherever you wanted to renew this situation in the 6th house, it does feel like, you know what, I was kind of procrastinating. Maybe I learned from some failure in this situation, and I kind of just let it fall apart. Right. So now, yeah. So now I'm kind of, renewing this situation, going over this situation. Why do I allow it? When you have this kind of important information coming through, yeah. Definitely wounds are healed and recharging. Yeah, you're definitely recharging. I just feel like you felt like there was a lack of commitment. And it's funny because you have the Leo strength card coming out, but Leo, the strength card over here, Leo in this area here, but the strength card is there wasn't enough inner strength. So I'm kind of, it's just like you're struggling to try to recharge from the 6th house. And you're having a little bit of self-doubt that was going to work. So whatever you were doing with the work, the health, and the duty of your life, that's the 6th house. Like I said earlier, it just felt like there became some kind of weakness and self-doubt. And for some of you, it could even become a struggle. Maybe it could become a struggle for time to continue to do something. Maybe there wasn't, enough money to continue. I mean, it's not like the gym is cheap, right? So all-encompassing love, and it's like you're nurturing yourself back. I think what's crazy over here is I think that whatever you're doing in the 6th house is something, you are passionate about. You really want this. So it's almost like you're trying to give yourself some kind of practical look at the situation. If you are a working parent, maybe that was where the problem was. Maybe it wasn't practical for me to, go to the gym and do this and that because of the kids, right? So I had to, pull away because it was too much of a struggle to do something. Maybe it's something also from the past that you would like to continue on. Maybe the kids are older now and you're saying, you know what, if I look at it practical, I can actually do this, right? For some of you, you might even be starting a job out of this situation. Providing financially, turning your hobby into a job. But maybe it's struggling. Maybe you're struggling with the situation. Maybe it's proven to be a little harder than you realized. So maybe you felt like there was, that's where I'm saying learning from failure. So maybe you tried to run this job once before. Maybe it became a loss, and maybe you would like to try to reorganize it, redo it, and try it again. Everybody's story is going to be a little bit different. Take it how it resonates. Going straight over here to the mid-month, you have stellar gateway activation, crystal skull wisdom. Wow, getting the clarity on that situation. And solar light upgrade. Yeah, there it is. So with the solar plexus chakra over here, it is definitely saying this is where my intention is going to be and where my willpower is coming. There comes that Leo right now in the 6th house, because it almost feels like where I was lacking the willpower to be able to do this, and it was kind of messing me up a little bit. But I'm thinking about, returning or wanting to do this. It's like always on my mind, right? Or maybe in your heart, trying to nurture this situation. It does feel like in the mid-month, you have the manifestations. So you are kind of manifesting. It feels like you are trying to pull this back together, trying to get this done, trying to find the time, the energy, and really using your clarity for that, for that understanding. I love this, though, because it says the manifestation vortex with a high vibrational energy. So whoever is manifesting, you guys are trying to keep your vibration as high as possible while trying to manifest this. That is amazing. With the solar plexus chakra over here, because that's talking about I'm manifesting with high vibrations for my intuition or for my intentions. Your intentions are what you are manifesting, and you're using that inner fire within yourself. You are using everything you have, which is that willpower, to keep this going. So this month you are definitely in the mid-month, you're definitely saying this is where you understand that there's infinite potential for this situation. It's just about how am I going to do it. It could have been a loss last time. Like I said, whatever happened last time, you are thinking your way out of this. Yes, because you're releasing any fears that may have happened in the past that you were thinking about in the beginning of the month, because the beginning of the month says, I'm thinking about this, I'm nurturing this, and I'm trying my hardest to get this done. By mid-month, you really have this situation going, right? You really got this. So you're starting to understand certain things. You may have even had some kind of misinterpretation over some kind of information that was going on over here, where it kind of gave you a little self-doubt. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the information even seemed weak. Like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. But then you start, you know what I'm saying? You start getting into your manifestations, doing your own research, doing your own stuff. And this is where it feels like, I don't think they looked at that right. I think they misinterpreted that. I think they gave me the wrong information. Absolutely, my friends. Because all of a sudden you start looking at things and you're like, well, maybe they even seen it from their point of view. But the way I seen it, right, it was a struggle, yada yada hooda hoo, right? But now you're looking at it from a different place of clarity. And yes, you're the visionary. You have this like, aha, you see the big picture of the situation. This makes you want to overcome that challenge in the 6th house. You're like, nah, you didn't do that right. Even if you're at the gym and they try to tell you, oh, well, if you want to burn this many calories, do this. And you're like, no, that's not how you do that. Right? And then you go and, it was just a struggle, right? To try to figure this out. Try to figure out whatever's going on. But now you feel like, oh, yeah, you feel like you had a bad investment. You want to change that around. You're like, pooh, I don't know what happened. But in the beginning of the month, somebody gave you some bad advice. And I think that you'd been down this road, in certain ways once before where it made you struggle hard. And you might even feel in some ways that whatever you were trying to put together in the 6th house at the beginning of the month, once you understood what was really going on, you might even felt like you had a missed chance or a bad investment because of bad planning and misinformation. So it says you are going to try one more time. You're going to go back in there because you're saying, nope, I clearly see. I'm telling you guys did some kind of research or you got into your intuition because of the clear thinking that you have, depending on what kind of situation it is, right? If it's a situation where you actually have to go really do research, or is it just something that somebody said, and you might still have to have done a little research to make your intuition go off, depending on the situation. Because I think that what's going to happen here is because of the moon, there's something hidden, and you're saying, I don't think that what they said in the beginning of the month is right. Right? Because that's where you start wanting to think practical. You're like, I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this situation. Right? And now you're saying, I don't know. I think I might avoid whatever they said and go after what I'm saying. And I'm going to try this one more time. Yeah, and this is where you're, bam, look at that. That's where that, shoo. Yeah, you're saying, well, okay, but wait, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it in my own inspired action. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Maybe you guys hired some kind of, like, trainer, you know what I mean? Like a gym trainer to help you lose weight, tone up, do those things. And they gave you some bad advice and you're like, I don't see these results. And maybe this has been something that even went on last month in the 6th house that you just finally started in the beginning of this month going, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ask some questions. This information, right? Because it does say you want to learn from the failure because you know there's some kind of failure that you've been told in the 6th house that it's not working. But this is where you really get inspired over here and become very impulsive about the situation. You have learned something and you're saying, okay, you know what, that's it. Whether you go ask another gym trainer or something or whatever, wherever you are. I mean, it could even be something about your garden. You know what I mean? I want to plant winter squash. What do I do? Then they said this, and you're like, okay, all my squash died, or they never even, you know, they never even became saplings. Nothing, right? It's because you gave them too much, not enough sunlight, too much that, whatever. Plants, they always have something. Pleading and activation at the end of the month, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. See, this is where you're going to have the resolution to the situation. You get inspired. You are now inspired to do whatever it is in the sixth house. You're not listening to those people or that person anymore, or maybe you read something on the internet, whatever it was, but you're not going to do that anymore. Yeah, you're going after what it is. Now you're starting to see the success. Wow. So where you have this coming together and this resolution, you're actually starting to see the success in which you were trying to do to begin with. What a mess. That's really what it feels like over here. That's really what it is. Gemini, Cancer, that's exactly, right? I mean, that's it. It's just a mess. Whatever they did, it just became a mess. It became a struggle. It became a lot of self-doubt. Now you can see where the weaknesses and the insecurities about even wanting to, but it's so crazy because, like I said, you want to come to a practical situation about this. And like I said, even if you're a working parent and you know that you need time, maybe somebody told you, but we're only doing this from this to that, and you found out, well, then fine. Maybe you decided you want to change gyms to a 24-hour gym. You know what I mean? Because they don't, and they told you that they were going to do this and that and the other, and you're like, that's not the hours I need. But you said, right? However it is. But in the end, yes, you're definitely starting to see the success in whatever it is that you're trying to do over here, yeah. And recalling your power, which gives you more future thinking. See, because now you have laid the foundation to the sixth house of where you wanted it to be to begin with. Like I said, for some of you, it might even be making your own job, right, of your own hobby. And you got really bad advice about the situation. So whatever it is, you've laid the foundation to where you can feel like your success is coming together for the future. So you just feel like this is where I needed to be. So you're definitely going to feel like you win. Because there's definitely a resolution to the situation. And you could have got some information from a Sagittarius or an Aries or a Leo over here, right? Yeah, because through a lot of meditation and just kind of disconnecting yourself from the situation for a second, right? At the end of the month, I need to disconnect for just 1 second. I need this Ace of Cups. I need to figure out how I'm going to do this, right? Because I'm starting to see things. I'm inspired to want to do this. So I really need to get down to the nitty gritty and reevaluate all of this situation. The central sun over here is where it's saying, yes, this is where you're starting to see the success. You're starting to see, through your your determination and your confidence and courage over here, you're really focused on how you're laying out this plan, this success, getting to your sixth house the way you want to be in the sixth house, right? And yeah, you're saying, even though I'm recalling the power for the future, I understand that there's a challenge. I understand that there could still be competition around the situation, right? But you're going to persevere. But at least you feel like you're maintaining control in an area where you felt out of control about the situation because of misinformation, somebody trying to take control away from you. So however it was, and you feel more secure now. So definitely at the end of the month, you're going to feel more secure about this situation and how things are moving, Wow, you have the Ten of Cups in the end. So with the Four of Pentacles, you definitely feel balanced in where you're having your happiness within this sixth house. And you we're manifesting the situation, so you're definitely finding the alignment for the inner happiness. You're finding that your manifestation is coming true. You're finding that it is actually working the way you wanted it to work. It was just all about changing the way that you're seeing things. There had to have been some kind of transformation, right? In perspective, in the way that I'm looking at things, the way I'm dealing with things in the sixth house. Yeah. So now at least you feel like you're more comfortable. Definitely feel like you're more comfortable. Yeah. That's very good though, because that's exactly where you want to be. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Magician with the Emperor, and that's because you know that you have control over the situation. You are now back in the saddle again, right? Knowing exactly what I wanted. I manifested this, I took action on it, and this is where I wanted this to be. So you feel like everything that you have is more practical and more disciplined for the way you need it to be. So that way timing is there, everything that you need is right at your fingertips. Because that's, as human beings, we need that. We need to know that our timing is balanced, right? We need to adapt to time, we need to adapt to this, adapt to that. Especially too, guys, if you're parents, right? If you're a working parent, you need to make sure that stuff's adaptable. What for my family, right? For my family time, for my children, all of those things. So, okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye bye.